Where am I? What is this place? Portal! It's pretty famous, whether it's the culture surrounding it, the memes on Instagram, 4chan, Reddit, or the story itself. I picked up the game during the Steam Winter Sale of last year, along with Portal 2 and Left 4 Dead, and let me tell you, it's one of the best picks I ever made. Portal, it's a game published in 2007 by Valve. At first, it was a project at the DigiPen Institute of Technology under the name Narbacular Drop. Valve later decided to fund the project and work on it. By the way, you can still find the original project on the DigiPen's website if you want to try it out. Use the portal gun given to you to solve problems and move further through the game. To be honest, the portal physics fascinated me. Although they can feel a bit clunky and sometimes, the game still manages to keep me interested. You can basically do anything with it. Double your speed, jump long distances, pass barriers, redirect shots and objects, even players later on. So the fact that portals have different use cases is really handy. Notice the portals are only usable on a single surface, a surface made from moonarcs, which is honestly a smart design choice. As you move further into the game, you're introduced to new mechanics every time while progressing through the story. The game is pretty short, I finished it in about 6 hours. But that's not objectively a bad thing. We usually have this idea that a short story mode is automatically bad, and I don't really blame anyone about that. I mean, the new Call of Duty games are the best example, but that's not our focus now, so let's move on. Before we continue, I'd like to say that this part of the video will talk about the story of the game. If you didn't buy it yet and want to try it out yourself, which I highly recommend, you should skip this part. I'll put a timestamp where we finish talking about the story in the video. You should see it on the screen right now. You play as Shell. You wake up from a pod not knowing where you are. You progress through the story with your only interaction being GLaDOS, Aperture Sciences AI, who tells you what to do and promises you a cake if you finish at the puzzles. At first, you're only able to open a single portal, and as you progress, you gain the ability to use two portals, orange and blue, iconic colors that define the game. As you move forward and acquire the portal gun, the game starts properly. You move on the game, solving rooms and frying your small short-span brain on a level for more than 2 months. Yes, that was me. I was talking about myself. Until you finish room 18 and then begin the final room, room 19. As always, she says, finish the final room and you'll get a cake. Surprisingly for me, the last puzzle was easy to solve. At the end, you finish and you finally get the cake. Well, no. Turns out you're going to get burned alive. There is no cake. With pressure and quick thinking, you save yourself from dying. GLaDOS seems surprised.
What are you doing? Stop it. We are pleased that you made it through the final challenge where we pretended we were going to murder you. We are very happy for your success.
As if your escape was not a part of our plan. As you move on, you notice something strange. There are no cameras watching you anymore, which means she can see where you're going.
Hello? Where are you? I know you're there. I can feel you here. Hello?
But if this was planned as a test, as she says, why are there no cameras? And no way for her to reach you. While listening to her, she sounds nervous. She tries to convince you to come back, saying things like,
Okay, the test is over now. You win. Go back to the recovery annex for your cake. It was a fun test, and we're all impressed at how much you won. The test is over. Come back. Somebody cut the cake. I told them to wait for you, but they cut it anyway.
you continue forward, burning your brain even more, until you return. That's why she was worried about you escaping. This area was close to her chamber, although it's weird that there are no cameras near the place she literally stays in. At some point, one of her cars falls. She don't want you to know what is it, and you play with it for a while, not knowing what is it. She gets extremely naggy about it, clearly not wanting you to interact with it.
Maybe you should marry that thing since you love it so much. Do you want to marry it? Well, I won't let you. How does that feel?
Eventually, you burn it. Because that's the smart thing to do, something that you don't know what it is. That sphere turns out to be her morality core, the thing that kept you alive this whole time, because she could have killed you while you're in the pod. No, she really wants that. A timer starts ticking, neurotoxin fills the room. You must stop her before the gas kills you. You redirect missiles back at her, and with every hit, one of her cores falling. You burn each core until they're all destroyed, and she goes kaboom. You finally see the sky, metal scrapes falling from the explosion, and you think it's over. Something drags you back.
Thank you for assuming the Potty Escort submission position.
You open your eyes and see a companion cube visiting. You finally see the cake you were promised since the beginning. The robotic armor lowers, blows out the candle, and the lights go dark. Then the credits roll with an absolute banger of a song.
Making a note here, huge success.
You finish the game. We still don't know what really happened after that. This game was awesome. I really enjoyed it. And this is not my usual glazing. It's generally good. Story, gameplay, atmosphere. For a game this old, the graphics still hold up surprisingly well. And it works on literally anything. The story is deep for only 5 hours, and it gets even deeper if you're willing to dig further. In some rooms you can find hidden areas. Tiny spaces filled with trash, mugs, boxes, and weird writing on the walls, saying things like, "It's just a trap." Those are references for the comic made for the game, Lab Rat. It's short, only about 15 to 60 pages including the cover, and I won't get into it because the video is already long, editing me would suffer, but I'd happily make a separate video about it, or include it in a future Portal 2 video since it bridges the two games. Fun fact, did you know that Portal and Half-Life are connected in some way? Aperture Science and Black Mesa are two companies in the same universe. While I don't know how Aperture Science survived the invasion, but yeah, they're connected. Valve, as always, seems to pay attention to marketing while delivering a generally well-crafted game. You can tell how much thought and care went into Portal, just like most Valve titles, except Counter-Strike. That game was made by the devil himself. Everyone wants a third sequel, but honestly, Valve games are a perfect example of games made to be preserved, not mass-produced. Making endless sequels often ruins franchises. Call of Duty, Halo, Crash, Pokemon, all of them would have been better off stopping earlier. And the better option is putting all of that work on making a new title or a new game. Valve landed in the best possible spot. You don't need a game to survive as a platform. Their mascots live on through references, community culture, and live service titles like CS and Team Fortress. And even then, it took like 11 years to get CS2 because Source became outdated. Valve mastered this. Portal is easily one of the top 10 games I ever played, and I highly recommend it. It's cheap most of the time, it doesn't take long to finish, and it doesn't require a monster PC. I literally played it on a 2nd gen i5 with no GPU, and it was playable at some point. Okay, that was a hell of a glaze. Hey, it's me from the editing. Seems like I really took my comfort talking about the subject. It's not the best, and to be honest, I think there are a lot of places where I could have added more things and points to. This video idea was also on my mind a long while, same as the video before it. I just finally had the better outlet to share them properly. Well, it's too late for me here already, and I stink of coffee, so until the next time, stay safe.